Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've been seeing this around lately and I just wanted to just try it. But I've been seeing people searching their like lowest rated books. And today, you and me are going to together find some of the lowest rated books that I have on my TBR to read them later. It is not going to be in this in this one, but we're going to explore like the one to read and sort it by like the lowest rated to see. And we're also going to comment on my read books, the lower rated ones, because I'm just super curious. Like, I never check this. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, this book has such a low rating, but I just never like actively search it, you know? So we're going to explore the lowest rated books that I have. I want to read and have already read. So we're going to start with the one that I have already read. For me, a low rating is something below a 3.5 or a 3.4. Something lower than that, damn, that's low. Like, for me, a 3.6, it's kind of low, but it's acceptable. Like, maybe there's something about the book that not everyone liked, but we're going to just check it out. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's just go step by step. The first one is Nothing But Blackened Teeth, which has an average rating of 2.7, which is super low. I read this one, I think the day it came out or something like that. It's a short story, horror short story. I actually really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I'm now like the, it's very weird that I'm the popular opinion, but yeah, I actually quite like it. I'm very surprised by this. Oh, the second one, The Girl in the Bathroom in Glass. I didn't even give this one a rating. Well, I have like, I put in the review like 2.5. I read it as a NetGalley arc. I really didn't like it. It was very YA, and it just wasn't for me. So the next one is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, which I actually think is a brilliant book and should be 100% rated higher, like 3.05. It's so low, but I understand that is just so bizarre and so disgusting that is super hard for some people. Like, I get it. Like, it's just too much. Especially, there's one chapter that I swear I almost threw up. Like, this one and, oh my God, the meat one. I just forgotten the name completely, but I read it almost at the same time as this one, and it was also fucking fantastic, but it was also fucking disgusting. The Last Final Girl, yeah, 3.15. Kind of agree. I think it was my least favorite book by him. Like, it's also kind of not a short story, but definitely a novella, about girls competing to be the last final girl. It's very weird, very bizarre. I just didn't love it. I much preferred he like full-length novels. Then Silk Hills. I read this as an arc for NetGalley, and it's such a bizarre graphic novel. Like, it's very disgusting. Like, the drawing sometimes is just too graphic even for me, which is weird. But yeah, 3.2, definitely agree. I give it 3 stars. So for now, I'm like being, except for Nothing But Blackened Teeth and Things Have Gotten Worse, I'm pretty on point with this. A Hole in the World, yeah, I also read this one as an arc, and I liked it, but it wasn't my thing. I thought it was going to be a sci-fi story. It was marketed as a sci-fi story, but it ended up being fantasy, and it had fae, which we already know that I just don't love. I wasn't a huge fan. But yeah, 3, I give it 3 stars. It has an average rating of 3.31. Yeah. Oh my God, some Anne Rice books here. First one, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I just really love this book. I give it 3 stars because it's an objective rating, but I actually really liked it. And also the film, it's dumb as hell, but it's also super enjoyable, so I highly recommend to check it out. But yeah, objectively it's bad, yes, but this author writes like historical fiction, but with vampires and zombies. It's just super hilarious. Violin by Anne Rice, yeah, 3 stars, 3 point, yeah. kind of agree. It's been a while since I've read Anne Rice's books. Actually, I have read them, almost all of them. I had a collection, like it was more than 30 probably. I was, I don't know, a teenager, I think. Read them all, loved them all. Then Hyde, I read quite recently, yeah, last month. I didn't quite like it. I agree with the rating, 3.34. Yeah, I gave it like 2.5. It was very weird. Like, I was hoping for a lot because it was Kirsten White's first adult novel, if I'm not mistaken. And I was hoping that it was going to be great. But yeah, I agree with the rating. I agree. I just... Oh my god, The Last Passenger. I love this book so much. I read it in one sitting just before my like final exams, before getting into uni. And it has 3.34. No, I mean, it's a very weird story. I get it, not for everyone, but I just love it so much. I read it not that long ago, and I still really like it. But it's basically about a like a ghost ship, which is one of my like favorite things ever to watch or read for. It's just like, I just really like it, so I'm very sad. Then The Pain Eater, kind of agree with the rating. It's a horror story, but it's very metaphorical and lyrical, so it's definitely not for everyone. Though this book will get like a huge, like, this book will get like a specific audience that would really, really like it. But yeah, it wasn't my case. The author sent it to me. I just didn't love it, but it wasn't bad. Then I wrote to you know, I didn't finish this one. This was for SPFFC, but it was for the first round and it didn't make the cut. 3.62. Agree. I didn't finish it, so nothing else to say. Oh, The Court of Broken Knives. This is interesting. Almost the same rating. Average rating 3.45 and my rating was 3.5 stars. It's like one of the few dark fantasies that is actually written by a woman. So for that alone, I was already interested. But yeah, I kind of agree because I thought it started really strong, but towards the middle, oof, it was super weird. I hated one of the characters. Their story made no sense. It was also like a very weird love story in this book, which I don't understand, but whatever. Then The House That Fell From the Sky. I also read this as an arc from NetGalley. It was okay. It was okay. It didn't like grab my attention enough for me to love it, but the story wasn't bad. It's about a weird house that appears and is kind of floating. It's just weird. It's a horror story slash mystery. Very weird. Then another Stephen Graham book. This is The Night of the Mannequins, and it has an average of 3.4, which I don't agree. I actually think this one is more interesting than the other one. Final Girls, but this one is very weird, especially the ending. I thought it was really good. The ending, I thought it was really good. There are some weird things in the middle, yes, but overall, pretty fine. So we're going to check until 3.5. So we're in 3.46, which is Upon a Burning Throne, which I highly, highly disagree. This is one of the books that has a low rating and doesn't deserve it at all. It's actually a huge fantasy, Hindu-inspired book that is so good, man. It's so good. I gave it 4.5, rendered it up to a 5-star because the rating is just so unfair. So unfair. Every single one of my friends who has read it, we all agree. Super unfair rating. I don't know what happened with this book, but it has a similar vibe to The Grace of Kings in the way that people were just saying like, oh my god, it's too slow, it's too big, and so dumb. Then The Knife of Secrets, which I read recently, I kind of enjoyed it, but I thought it was a huge story for such a tiny book. Like, if it was like a longer book, it would have been great. But if it was just, but it was a very, very short story. So, it just like had too much on its plate for it to be just like fucking great. So, I don't know. Oh my god, we're getting to the end, but we're going to visit Wilder Girls. I dislike this book so much. I was so disappointed. The ending was terrible. It was so like this not dystopian, but this virus broke out and now the girls are trapped in this island. Nothing happened in this book. It was just only the gore and that's it. Just like the ending was seriously so offensive. Like, it was so stupid. I don't want to rant about this book anymore. The next one is The Deathless Girls, which has a 3.4, which I think is super low for such a like interesting story. So this author writes from the POV of feminine characters that had like a secondary part on the main classics. For example, this story follows the Brides of Dracula, which is super cool. I actually really like this one. I still have it. It's up there. And I don't know, even though it's like a very like small, slow-paced story, and vampires only come out like at the end, I don't know, but I just like it so much. It has like the same vibe as House of Salt and Sorrows, or not Rules for Banishing, but the atmosphere is very similar, and just for that alone, I really like this one. And the last one that we're going to talk about is Metro 2034, which I actually dislike with a passion. I don't even know why I have like 3 stars, because Metro 2 and 3 are fucking awful. Fucking awful. Ugh, just cannot. Those are the books that I've read that are rated the lowest. So now we're going to check on the TBR, and we're going to pick the 3 first ones that I own. Or that I can get from like Kindle or such, because I don't feel like buying books that I probably won't enjoy. So here we have it. From the TBR, the lowest rated books. The first one is Sanctity of Steel, because it has no ratings. It's an indie book that came out several months ago. Then the next one is A Curve for Living, which another book that is coming out. It hasn't come out yet. Then we have Silkfire. I don't feel like reading it, because of the whole thing that happened with the author and some really weird things that are in the book. So I just really don't feel it. So I think we have our champions here. The 10th Girl. So several months ago, I actually owned this one. I got rid of it. But you know what? I might get my hands on the audiobook. It's a thriller. I don't know if it has paranormal elements. I hope not, because I just don't love those, but we'll check it out. Then the next one I just added very recently is String Follow, and I saw on Rachel's channel that this was her new favorite book of the year. Surprises me a lot, because it has 2.96 of average rating. So this is interesting. I just really want to check this one out. Honestly, I added it to my wish list too, because I was really excited. Then we have Hope Island, which I'm not sure what this one is about. Let's see. I remember adding it, but I'm not really sure right now. The same with Zero K. No idea. But I think I'm going to choose The Death of Jane Lawrence, which has 10,000 ratings as the previous one and 3.2 average rating. So that is telling me something. Maybe it's not as good as I think, but I'm actually being quite excited to read this one. I have the audiobook on script, if I'm not mistaken. So for our next video, I will be reading The 10th Girl, A String Follow, and The Death of Jane Lawrence, the lowest rated books on my TBR, and we'll see what happens. Have you ever checked which books are your lowest rated on your TBR, on your red pile? You disagree, or do you agree? Just tell me down in the comments below, and as always, I will see you in the next one, especially in part 2 of this video, which probably will be coming out next month, not this month, because I have too many books on my TBR. But I'll see you there.